What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Magic Game World. We are finally closing out 2025, and I have to say, if you are a fan of grid-based movement, drawing maps on graph paper, or just getting lost in dark, dangerous corridors, 2026 is shaping up to be an absolutely incredible year. I've put together a massive list of the 12 most anticipated dungeon crawlers coming your way. We've got everything from sci-fi horror and co-op chaos to some serious old school revivals. But first, I want to kick this off with a game that has just hit the market. If you need something deep to play right now over the holidays while you wait for the 2026 releases, you need to see this. It's called Titans of the Past. As the name implies, this game stands on the shoulders of giants. We're talking Wizardry, Might and Magic, and Eye of the Beholder. It's developed by a Ukrainian team that clearly understands the hardcore audience. The gameplay loop uses that classic time flows as you move system. The world waits for you to take a step or make an action, giving you a perfect mix of real-time fluidity and tactical pausing. And you'll need that time to think because the depth here is ridiculous. We're talking 35 classes, 15 races, and a massive amount of stats to theorycraft with. The magic system is great too. Spells actually change as you master them. A Grandmaster Fireball becomes Plasma, a Master Heal becomes AoE. They've even included a town building mechanic where you upgrade your base to unlock new races and crafting options. It's out right now, and it's basically a love letter to the 90s. Now let's look ahead to 2026. First up on the upcoming list is Paper Dungeon Deep Down. This one catches your eye immediately with its visual style. It's a retro-modern crawler that traps you in a maze built from 80s pen and paper nostalgia. But the twist here is the narrative layer. You are being tormented by the Overseer, a dungeon master figure who actively rebuilds the walls and throws trials at you in real time. The combat focuses heavily on elemental interactions. It's not just about hacking and slashing. You need to ignite oil, freeze water, or shock wet enemies to succeed. It balances that haunting atmosphere with a safe haven called the Attic, where you can rest. It's looking like a great blend of modern polish and retro sensibilities. Next on the list, we have something completely different, Vampire Crawlers. You probably know the developers from their massive hit Vampire Survivors. Well, they are taking that chaotic, snowballing gameplay loop and applying it to a first-person dungeon crawler. They call it a Blobber with roguelite elements. The unique mechanic here is the turbo turn. You can play methodically if you want, or you can play your hand of cards as fast as humanly possible to blitz through the dungeon. The goal is to build broken decks and unleash world-ending combos. The developers jokingly promise that unlike their previous game, this one actually features functioning walls. Expect this one in early to mid-2026. Now, if you prefer your dungeon crawlers to be darker, slower, and more physical, keep an eye on Golel. Coming in mid-2026, this is a first-person crawler that emphasizes physics and environmental interaction. Instead of just trading blows with enemies, the game encourages you to use your surroundings. You can kick zombies into spike pits, drop bookshelves on skeletons, or bottleneck enemies in narrow corridors. It's set in a disturbing, dark fantasy world where your base stats alone won't save you. Mobility and tactics are king. It features a 30-hour main campaign with hand-tailored level design, plus a procedural challenge mode for endless replayability. But I know some of you might be tired of the grid. You want to roam free. That brings us to King's Courier. This title abandons tile-based movement for a free-roam, open-world approach. You play as a courier for Castle Stoneheart, which sounds like a simple job until you realize you have to traverse deadly swamps, enchanted forests, and monster-filled caves. The combat is real-time, meaning you'll be managing your party and casting spells on the fly without waiting for turns. The game also leans heavily into lore, as you'll be recovering the seals of fallen couriers and uncovering why these deliveries are so dangerous. It's a great pick for fans of the Might and Magic 6 era who want that sense of open adventure. Now for something you can play with friends, we have Begone Beast. This shifts the tone from gritty to spooky fun. It's a top-down action crawler for up to 4 players. You play as a group of misfits fighting through hordes of demons, and the progression system is actually based on snacks. You eat food to unlock abilities, which is a hilarious touch. Under the hood, it uses an AI director and a map maker to ensure every run is different. The goal is to survive long enough to banish massive, screen-filling bosses. It supports solo and co-op play, making it a great palate cleanser if you want some arcade-style action. Returning to the hardcore side of things, we have a game launching very soon, The Fortress. Mark your calendars for January 16th, 2026. This is a dark fantasy crawler built around permanent death and risk management. You play an unnamed prisoner trying to escape the Sorcerer King's citadel. When you die, that character is gone forever, though your actions influence the next prisoner. Combat involves rolling dice to attack and defend, bringing a tabletop feel to the digital experience. It looks grim, atmospheric, and very punishing. If you want to start the new year with a serious challenge, this is the one to grab in January. Moving from fantasy to sci-fi, we have Descent of Lunaris. Set in the year 2070, this game takes the grid-based formula to the moon. A mining operation discovers a mysterious signal, machines go haywire, and you lead a team of operatives to investigate. It draws heavy inspiration from Wizardry and Shin Megami Tensei. As you descend, you encounter twisted reflections of human history and mythology, raising questions about whether you are being tested or punished. It features deep party customization with modern firearms and high-tech gear, utilizing a classic formation combat system. It's perfect for anyone who is tired of the usual sword and sorcery settings.
Next up, we are stripping away the color entirely to pay homage to the pen and paper roots of the genre, The Secret of Weepstone. Visually, this game is striking. It features a completely hand-drawn black and white art style designed to mimic the look and feel of classic D&D manuals from the 1980s. The narrative setup is grounded. The game makes it clear that there are no heroes here. You control a group of 6 common folk tasked with exploring an abandoned keep. You'll be rolling dice for everything from combat to skill checks. It also has a unique approach to failure. You are encouraged to embrace death, gaining mortal favors when characters die. And then we have Underkeep. While the specific release date is still a bit uncertain, this is a loving tribute to the 90s classics that focuses heavily on modern usability. The developers are pushing for fluid controls with full controller support, meaning you can easily play this one from your couch. They also understand that modern life gets busy. They've specifically highlighted that the turn-based nature allows you to walk away when your pizza arrives without worrying about pausing. You'll be diving into the depths to uncover forgotten secrets, managing party synergies, and dealing with deadly traps, all with a user-friendly interface. Next, we have a special treat for fans of the boomer shooter revival, Dungeons of DUSK. If you played the cult classic shooter Dusk, you know that world is grimy and fast. Well, coming in 2026, we are slowing things down. This is a turn-based dungeon crawler that fits into the official lore. It takes place canonically between the episodes of the original shooter. It features a 30-level campaign, an endless arena mode to test your combat skills, and a survival mode to test your sanity. You'll be facing off against familiar foes and new enemies designed to mess with your head. It's a bold shift in genre for the franchise, asking the ultimate question: are you worthy? And finally, number 12. We have a title that asks a simple question: why not take a step back and return to the cartridge era? Arriving right at the start of the year in January 2026, this is Dungeon Antiqua 2. If you grew up with the Super Nintendo, this 2D hack-and-slash RPG is going to feel like home. It rocks that authentic SNES-style pixel art and sound design, stripping away the long, excessive cutscenes of modern games to focus purely on gameplay and your own imagination. But it's not just about nostalgia. It has some really smart mechanics, like a vision system where your stats determine how much of the corridor you can see, and symbol encounters that let you choose to dodge enemies or strike them first. They've added new jobs like the monk and archer, and the best part is that changing jobs doesn't reset your level, letting you experiment freely. So, that is our massive list of 12 dungeon crawlers to watch out for as we head into 2026. I covered a ridiculous amount of ground today. We went from the retro charm of Dungeon Antiqua 2 and Weepstone to the open world freedom of King's Courier and the high-speed chaos of vampire crawlers. And of course, don't forget that Titans of the Past is available right now if you need to start your crawling addiction immediately. "2026 is shaping up to be an absolute golden age for the genre. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Which of these 12 games is your day one buy? If you enjoyed this deep dive, please smash that like button and subscribe to Magic Game World. We are dedicated to bringing you the best in RPG news, old and new. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the dungeon.